Honestly, I can't believe it. We started this thing back in 2006, and that's a long product development schedule even for us. So like Mike mentioned, we're super excited to have the director of the movie out here at BlizzCon, Duncan Jones. So he's going to be here tomorrow. And we also are going to have Bill Westenhofer on the panel also. He's the special effects supervisor, and he's actually an Oscar award-winning special effects supervisor that did Life of Pi and Golden Compass. And more importantly, he's played World of Warcraft all the way from the beginning and has a level 90 character. So, but when I really look at Hearthstone and I think about like the Warcraft movie, it's like just how far we've all come together in this franchise and, all in front of you guys. And it's really humbling. It's hard to believe it, but this month is going to be World of Warcraft's 9th birthday. Personally, I've actually been I've been working on or playing World of Warcraft most of my adult life. And it kind of makes me think back to how I got my start. I think a lot of game designers around my age, my generation, we got our start in a very similar sort of way. We would have our first game design experience actually playing Dungeons and Dragons. And, as a dungeon master, I really learned early on that it's not just about creating experiences for your players. It's really about taking that journey with them and really having, that entertainment experience as a partnership that you really take on together. So I just thought, thinking about those old days and just thinking about World of Warcraft the same way, maybe we could look back on some of the journeys that we've all taken together. So does anyone here know what the first battleground was in World of Warcraft? Well, the thing was, it wasn't actually designed as a battleground. It was in the Hillsbrad foothills. The epic battles between South Shore and Terran Mill. And, I remember back in those days when I was a orc shaman and all I wanted to do was get to my flight master. And just seeing him dead and realize, Alliance scum again. So, another thing that I think really brings back a lot of memories is maybe our first raid together against the Black Dragon in Nixia. And back then, you raided with 40 players. 40 of your closest friends and guildies. It was kind of a mess. And probably the worst thing you would hear in guild chat is more whelps. Or what about, do you guys remember the first time that you could actually go through the Dark Portal? And we really wanted to make that this epic, majestic experience. And for us to be able to go through that together. And it was also the first time that we had flying mounts, and you could actually fly over the lands of Outland. Of course, I think maybe we should have thought a little more carefully about the ramifications in PvP, where we introduced the whole concept of a swooping gank. Sorry about that. All right, so I have another question for you guys. How many of you were there the day on your realm when the gates of Ahn'Qiraj opened? This is like the most epic world event in World of Warcraft history. The only problem was, as game designers, it didn't really occur to us it might not be the right idea to have everyone on a realm go to the exact same place at the same time. And I just want to apologize in front of all of you to our server engineers for not consulting with them first. All right, but last but not least, I think another kind of fun event to talk about was, I think, the first pandemic in virtual world history when we introduced Zul'Gurub. Who could forget the corrupted blood debuff and trying to go into Ironforge and everything was desolate. I think this might be the only MMO event that has its own Wikipedia entry. But that's the thing, though. As developers, like even when we mess up, we're able to kind of create these memories that as a community we share together. And that's one of the things that I love about BlizzCon itself, is that it creates these shared memories, because all of you remember all these memories for yourselves with your guild on your realm, but when you come to BlizzCon, you can talk about how it happened on your server or on your server. And it's something, and we share these experiences just like back in the day with Dungeons & Dragons. And that's like one of my favorite things about BlizzCon, is really getting to meet people that are in the community and players, and really be a player like you guys and be able to talk about these events and share these events. But I actually think my absolute favorite part of BlizzCon is watching all these players within the community that have all these virtual relationships and guilds and friendships. But when you come to BlizzCon, you get to sometimes meet each other for the first time and create lifelong friendships. And I think that's one of the things that's really special about BlizzCon. So on behalf of everyone at Blizzard, I want to thank all of you for letting us be your Dungeon Master all these years. But I don't want you to think that the journey's over yet. So I want to welcome to the stage my creative partner for many, many years to introduce to you the next chapter in World of Warcraft. So please give a huge ovation for Chris Metzen.